Tony Cañas, and today I want to talk to you about how insurance designations, so the alphabet soup of insurance designations behind my name, open doors for me. This story has been developing for 10 years now, and it has just been fantastic for me. My love affair with insurance designations started right after I joined the industry. I was super lucky, and I started my career at the Farm Bureau of Iowa Claims Call Center. Farm Bureau of Iowa, Farm Bureau Financial Services. They handle Farm Bureau insurance for like 8 different states. And I started at the very lowest level in the company in the claims call center, taking the FNOL, the first notice of call. In fact, it was called express claims. I took the claim, and if it was a simple claim, I would keep it and work it myself. During the interview for that job, the hiring manager, the hiring director, told that what they were trying to do with this new call center was bring in people who would grow, not people who would stay in that call center forever. They made it very clear, this is a call center, and number 2, you are expected to get your AIC and your AINS within your first couple of years here and then grow into the rest of the company. And in orientation, they really made a great case for why it made sense to get designations almost as a part-time job, how it would help you grow within insurance. So I completely jumped in, and I was already doing my MBA at that time. I was doing it on Saturday, so I already had the habit of studying every day. I'm not a good student, but I'm a disciplined student. I'm a survivor. I'm not a 4.0 ever, but a 4.0 GPA ever, but I am a survivor. I started immediately. I got the book for the first AINS test, and I just kind of put it on top of my MBA books. And every day when I studied, I would study for both my MBA and my AINS, and I got it very quickly. And then I got a little bit of a bonus for each test I passed. And when I got the designation, I got mentioned on the Department News weekly newsletter, and it was very exciting. And of course, I love the attention because I'm me. So I very quickly did both my AINS and my AIC. Within like 10 months of joining Farm Bureau, I had both of those. And very quickly, just after my 14th month in the company, a third-party recruiter came knocking around because she saw my AINS and AIC listed on LinkedIn and recruited me to make the move over into Nationwide. Nationwide gave me a bigger platform, bigger company. So I moved over to Nationwide. That got me out of the call center, got me like a 25% raise, put me in an entry-level claims role, but not call center. So I'm like, ooh, this whole designation thing really pays off. So during the interview with Nationwide, I asked them, will you support my CPCU? And the people interviewing me, they actually didn't know how the process worked at Nationwide, but they did know that Nationwide supported it. So they're like, yeah, we'll support it. So as soon as I started at Nationwide, right away, I started my CPCU. And I finished it really quickly, within 5 months, because I had 3 waivers, including my MBA. And I got recognized by the company for finishing it, and for finishing it very quickly. I immediately became involved with the Iowa CPCU Society. I had no idea that I could start attending the Iowa CPCU Society events before being a CPCU. I hadn't actually met a CPCU until I got my designation. So I started going to the Iowa CPCU Society meeting, and it is a very large chapter, and they're fantastic. And at that time, Adam Hagerud, who was at Nationwide with me at that time, I had not met him, but he was the new designee chair at the Iowa CPCU Society. And Adam got me excited for involvement in the National CPCU Society, and he shared his story of how he had been involved for like 2 or 3 years, and how he had managed to continue to get company support to go on the trips. So that was very exciting. So I started following Adam's advice, and not only went to the annual meeting, to the CPC Society annual meeting, now into Risk. CPC annual meeting that year in 2011 was in Vegas, and I just had a blast and met so many people and gained so much out of it. Believe it or not, I wore a suit and tie the entire time in Vegas, from the moment I got on the plane to the moment I got back home, and destroyed my feet with brand new shoes. I met many other CPCUs at the annual meeting, and I got involved with the new designee task force, later on a committee. I signed up to help them host the new designee open house. Then in the spring, I went to a leadership summit. I think that year it was in Florida. In fact, I think it was at Mar-a-Lago. Anyway, it was in Florida. I just had a blast at the leadership summit and met a bunch of other CPCUs. And at this point, my insurance designations addiction had grown into a full-on addiction, basically, from a love affair to a full-on addiction. And I was taking a test every month. And eventually, I'll include the list of all the designations I ended up getting. But within 3 years, basically, I got I took 26 tests, one every month, and passed them all. And at that point, I was getting so much attention for getting all those tests quickly. I started getting featured in like the Iowa CPCU Society newsletter. Thank you, Chris, for that. And then on a national newsletter of the CPCU Society. And it was just a lot of attention. I was really enjoying it. My career was growing really, really fast. CPCU very quickly within weeks, turned into an underwriting position for me at Nationwide Ag. So it really led to very, very, very quick growth. Finally, I attempted the CLU, and that's the one that did me in. I never got to the second test of CLU. Halfway through studying for it, I was like, I'm done with this, and I stopped designations at all. At that point, I was already on the designation train, and I was already going to the annual meeting every year and being part of the open house, meeting hundreds of young CPCUs every time, and then adding them on LinkedIn, and then following their careers over the years. It really became clear. The data was incredible of how every CPCU grows, whether they grow in the company where they were at before they got their designation, or whether they grow at a different company. That's debatable, but every young CPCU grows in their career within the next year or two. When I met Kison, well, a year and a little bit ago now, at the annual meeting, at the 2019 CPCU annual meeting in New Orleans, right? So when I met Kison, he was an associate underwriter, a super impressive young man. I just got into CPCU, and I told him, you're not going to be an associate underwriter for long. I don't know if it's going to be at your same company or another company, but by the next time I see you, you're going to have a full-on underwriting role. And I was right, and I've seen that happen over and over and over and over. And that is why I am that's why I'm the world's leading CPCU evangelist. I don't get paid for it. I wouldn't have to work if I did. That is why I'm the leading CPCU evangelist. And that is why I'm such a big fan of insurance designations, because I have seen them do amazing things, not only for my career, but for so many other people's careers. And it's not just about the career growth. You learn a ton, and it gives you the scaffolding, the academic scaffolding to put experiences on and build a fantastic career. So don't get me wrong. It's not just about passing the test. I've met people who have done the entire CPCU in a month or a month and a half. I'm not convinced that they actually learned anything. It's not about doing it fast. It is about learning the stuff so that you can quickly grow your career. CPCU or the other designations give you the scaffolding to hang your experience and your networking on, and does allow you to grow your career much faster. Thank you for joining today.